illusions to live by.
No illusions to live by.
I had a conversation with my mom like this. I told her that files were in the document. Then my mom said there are two, meaning there are two data items, but 5 seconds later, she suddenly said there are 6. I asked her, didn't you just say there are 2? Then she gave me attitude like I'll explain slowly, so listen carefully. Then she said there are 6. Also, the 2 that were just added, which made no sense. It was an explanation that no one could understand. We've been together for many years, so there are things I can understand, but even so, the explanation was very bad. She assumed that what she sees, what the other person also sees. Normally, people have imagination think about how to explain so the other person can understand. See, it's avoiding the effort thinking. We were also talking about a program description. I don't clearly remember this, but I asked if there was English present. She said there wasn't. There was also based on assumption, but in reality it exists. In the morning, she said it was the same as the program description text, so it was different. When I asked again in the afternoon, she said that was not true. She also said something like, because I don't understand English content. I don't understand it. In the morning, I wonder why she decided it was the same as the program description text. When I asked again later, she said it was not that similar, but the length of the text is clearly different. She said, I didn't read it properly. Then I pointed out again that this is the same mistake as before, because she decided something without reading it properly, assumed it was similar even though it clearly wasn't. She later insisted it was not the program description crumb. It took about 10 minutes for her to understand it. Even though I told her it was the program description, she didn't believe it. She probably thought it felt different from other texts, so she assumed it was not part of the list. It took about 20 minutes overall, even though there was no time. In the morning, she also said it was the same as the program description, but later she denied saying that. She kept trying to deny it, but her explanation itself is strange and confusing. She was also confused herself, saying she didn't know how to explain it. There was also something about the phone screen brightness not increasing. I asked if she changed the setting, and she said she didn't change anything from my side. Its setting not changed. Brightness cannot change, but she still insisted nothing was changed. Again, based on assumption reacting to what I said. There are also other things, but I can't remember them clearly, so I will go to the next topic. As I said before, I started watching detective drama a lot, who I watched to many episodes at once. I lose the ability to solve the mystery, but if I don't watch them, spoiler might come out Yahoo News. I also feel I have to do it perfectly, so I think tonight I watch episode 3 or 4 together anyway. So it becomes the same as finishing the whole series. Yesterday morning, my mom went to renew her driver's license and she got very excited talking about it on time like that. I feel like I should listen carefully at consideration. I want to go upstairs quickly and record my English podcast, but I still listen to her. I don't even know how to react because I don't fully understand what she's saying. But I listened for about 20 minutes. In the afternoon, she was in a good mood, maybe good. And the pressure was gone, but I thought this would probably reverse later. She would become irritated again in this moment. I don't know how I should respond. If I stay calm, it feels a bit sad for her. But if I act right, I already have she will become irritated later. So I ended up thinking I don't want her to get too excited. I also remember a trauma from school. I went bowling with a cram school teacher. I don't like heavy metal music, but it was playing. I said, it's a playing again. And then the teacher said, if you don't like it, you can get off. At that time, I thought I should have said, then call the police or try and make me get off. Now I think about it again. But I also thought that having escape route is important in a drama. Bullied character said that if they fail, they can always fight back. They feel mentally easier, even if they don't actually do it. That idea makes sense. However, when I think I should have done this in the past, it doesn't become an escape route. It only makes things worse. It is like a nightmare. Even if I don't want to think about it, I still think about it. I don't really feel the kind of mystery that comes from lack of status or money. My family is also not low status. Terms of job level, they are not at the bottom. But I was something voicy that I don't want to be involved with again. It felt like they judged people by forward count on X. People were treated as truthful numbers, only usefulness and matters. I felt that kind of thinking was rare. Japan is a bit special. It's not like only rich or high status families can enter school in Japan. Entrance exams are relatively fair based scores, even if there are things like club, activity, or student council. universally extreme, mostly based on test scores. It is strict but fair. I'm making a cover out, but new program has come up. I need to express that I am not despair, and I have not thrown away salvation. I just live normally like this, but I also cannot make it sound like I think and there's no meaning. But I will keep it going in a rebellious way, and I also cannot make it sound like I'm doing it from above, looking at the. I don't want to say that there's no meaning in a strong way either. The idea and there's no meaning, but it's continuous and crude, but it feels like resistance against emptiness. I think no meaning and continuation are separate things, but when I put it on that word, it does not come across well. And the more I put it in a words about myself, the weaker it feels. Normally people react to there's no meaning, but what I'm doing in the podcast, the reaction to that idea, it is my reaction itself. Since I quit religion, I have been trying not to build stories or narrative in daily life. I try to stay on observer position, but even that becomes distorted if I try to turn it in a way of expressing. Then I remember something early said he hated the word shogunai, but I also heard a foreign person say it is a good word. It seemed to exist only in Japanese. What is interesting about this word is that normally people attach meanings like this will lead to something good later, or it will be useful in the future. But shogunai removes that it accepts reality without adding anything. It just say it is what it is. Some people label that as compromise in a negative way, but I think compromise is not always bad. For example, people say you're fine as you are, and there is acceptance of existence. But shogunai can also sound like it is too late or there's no help. So it becomes resignation. Personally, I try not to let things reach that point. I don't usually use shogunai in that sense. Sometimes parents or teachers reach a point where they think there's nothing we can do, and that level requires responsibility. You cannot just leave it. Some people compare it with religion or teachers who keep believing ideas even when they are illogical. They don't give up. Still believe it is true. So in that sense, they may have responsibility, but I also think some of them are strange. My parents' driving instructor was very strict because he was from the that defense forces. I don't understand why the strictness carried over to driving school. It feels like using the wrong system, and different place. There are people who treat everything the same way because they experienced strictness before, but that doesn't fit the situation. Self-defense forces discipline for safety. Driving schools different. Teachers or coaches who apply the same strictness somewhere feels strange to me. Next, I move to another topic. If I keep watching detective drama, I lose the ability to solve the mystery. But if I stop watching, I might see the ending on Yahoo News, so I get stuck between. Then I feel I have to do it perfectly, but then I notice that watching episode 3 or 4 together, watching it all them also the same results, so I try to accept that. In the morning, my mom was talking a lot, but I'm gonna renew her driver's license, so I felt I should listen to her other consideration. I wanted to go upstairs and record my English podcast, but I listened anyway. I don't know how to react because I don't understand the content. I listened for about 20 minutes in the afternoon. Mom was in a good mood, but I felt that later it would reverse and she would become in a bad mood again. This moment, I don't know how to respond. Who I stay calm, it feels unfair to her. Who I act happy, I already have. No, it will not continue. So I feel I don't want too much excitement. I remember trauma from school. I went bowling with a grammar school teacher. Next, I started thinking about hobbies and fixation. Even if I decide to stay consistent, no matter what change in the outside world, like trends disappearing, I eventually notice the limit of the hobby itself when I'm really in something I feel strong meaning in it. But when I step back, I realize that meaning is temporary and the thing itself is not so abstract. Interest can fade, and that certainly makes commitment difficult. It's something differently meaningful. I can't fully store it, but if I think it was no future better, I stop doing it. I end up in a contradiction. The advantage of thinking it's no meaning. It's that there's rest anxiety, because I assume I'll quit anyway, but then nothing continues. On the other hand, I think it will continue. So I feel anxiety because I might lose it later. So both sides of problems. So still strongly, I can continue this podcast. Maybe it's in a balance middle point. Then I thought about elderly people who keep working even after retirement. Many of them look energetic. It seems that people become more lovely when they do something by choice, even if it is low paid work like a restaurant job or shop work. The important point is not whether it is objectively meaningful, but whether they feel they can choose it freely. The opinion to quit might be important. Also, I sometimes feel envy toward people who enough financial stability to stop working any time. Even athletes who have already earned enough money seem viable. Because if someone realizes that doing nothing is also okay, then that person might actually be happy. Normally, people think they must work, but maybe that is not always true. On the other hand, I feel happy when I cannot work. Next, there was a meaning where my parents was on the phone. They didn't come downstairs for a long time. I started worrying. They might be sick, but they were just talking. While I was trying to record my record English podcast, they kept interrupting me. I had to ignore it and continue recording. They called me a few times and I felt uneasy. Next, I thought about school days. I was trying to find a future path, but things collapsed mentally. Even now, I still wonder if I can work without collapse like again. But I could not maintain stability. I still feel unsure whether it was caused by developmental difficulties or something else. I can't fully conclude it was that good, but I also cannot deny it. If I try walking again and fail, I feel like I might not recover next time. So I think taking that risk is dangerous. At the moment, I will not commit crimes and addictions or serious conflict with others, but I feel that if something goes wrong, it may already be too late. Next, I want to talk about something more philosophical. I didn't discover interest and overcome it or defeat it. I just noticed emptiness and kept living unsaid. It is usual. Nothing in daily life changed even when religion practice stopped. Daily routine stayed almost the same, except the time used for prayers in that sense. Emptiness is not central in my life. It is not something I will fight, not something I've overcome. It is just in the background, not the center. I don't usually think about it. Daily situation, I don't build stress or meaning around it. I remember something artist that they don't like the word